Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 11, and we're here to break down another reveal that they had this week for The Walking Dead. They've been doing reveals every single week leading up to Season 11, which is right around the corner. Less than 2 months away now, which is, I'm very excited about it. But today we're going to be talking about the reveal, which was the titles for the first 8 episodes of The Walking Dead Season 11. On top of that, we also got the synopsis for the first 2 episodes, which is like a two-parter. A two-part premiere, which is awesome. So we're going to be breaking down all of that, talking about the titles, what they could mean, the synopsis, all that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited about today's video. Obviously, general spoiler warning in case you are not caught up with this show. And then also, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. But yeah, let's get into the video. All right, so we're going to go through the list of the titles. One by one. I'm gonna start off obviously with the first 2, and these first 2 actually have a synopsis as well, so let's get into this. So the first 2 episodes, episode 1 is titled Akron Part 1. Now this is an interesting title. So Akron is like a river, and it's also a very popular river in like Greek mythology. It means the river of woe. And let me go ahead and read the synopsis before we get into what everything could mean. So the synopsis for episode 1, titled Akron Part 1, says, returning to Alexandria from a critical food mission, the group realizes it isn't enough. Maggie proposes a new plan, potentially a suicide mission. What choice do they have? They must find more food for all their people in order to survive and efficiently rebuild Alexandria. If they don't, Alexandria falls, taking them down with it. Once on the road, a violent storm erupts, forcing them underground into a subway tunnel. As nerves fray and suspicions increase, chaos ensues. The terror is relentless as our people get a glimpse of what Maggie and her group endured prior to returning to Alexandria. Meanwhile, those captured by the strange soldiers are relocated to another undisclosed location. Alright, so first of all, I have to say, this looks like it's going to be a pretty packed episode, and this is just part 1. We also have like an Akron part 2, which is episode 2. I'm not sure if it's going to be airing on the same night. If it is, that would be awesome. Like a 2-part premiere, because I mean it is a 2-part premiere, like a part 1 and part 2, but I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be airing on the same night. If it is, that's going to be an epic night, because I don't think The Walking Dead has ever done that before, where they have both episodes, like 2 episodes in one night. I know Fear the Walking Dead has done it, The World Beyond. I don't think The Walking Dead has done it as far as I know. So if they do it for the final season, I think that'll be fitting and really awesome as well. So we'll see. Alright, so yeah, the reason I want to read the synopsis is because, like I said, Akron is like a river. In Greek mythology, it's a river. Like in Dante's Inferno, that book, it's like a river that leads to hell. And I wanted to read the synopsis because it says a subway tunnel. So I think that subway tunnel is basically, like a metaphor for Akron, or, maybe, like symbolically, the river, because that's where they're headed to. And now we know, why they're down there, because we saw in the images in the previous reveals that they were in some subway tunnel, but we didn't really know why. And now we know there's going to be like a violent storm. But I think there's more to it. I don't think it's just that, a storm happened for no reason and they went down this subway tunnel. I think this subway tunnel leads to something. Maybe it leads to the Commonwealth. Maybe it leads to the Reapers, some, base with the Reapers. I feel like I think it's more connected with the Reapers, because that the first couple episodes of season 8, I'm sure they're going to be dealing with the Reapers before they move on to the Commonwealth. Although we are going to see the Commonwealth as well, like I'll talk about in a minute in the synopsis as well. But the main group back in Alexandria, they're dealing with the Reapers. So I think the subway tunnel, it's basically like symbolic for a river. It's going to lead them somewhere, potentially. Maybe it's the military base. It could also lead them there. Or maybe, it has something to do with the Reapers, because it also says here that the group is going to get a glimpse of what Maggie and her group endured prior to return to Alexandria. I'm assuming that has to do with the Reapers. Because the Reapers seem like a very brutal group. Like we saw what they were like, attacking them. I think it was it was episode 17. That was really the only episode I think we saw them when the Reapers were attacking Maggie's group. So they're pretty brutal. So I think this has to do with them. And then also we have, like we learned this before, but Alexandria is struggling with supplies, and that's why they're going on this mission. So we'll see what happens, but there's a lot of discussion and talk about Alexandria getting destroyed. So we'll see if it happens. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it does, given that the Commonwealth are now introduced. They can go to that base, but we'll see. And then obviously, speaking of the Commonwealth, the strange soldiers that the synopsis was talking about are relocated to another undisclosed location. So I think this may be that in the images we had them in some sort of they were like in a cage or something like that. I think that's what it's referring to, unless it's taking them from there to somewhere else, maybe like the actual Commonwealth base. We'll see. All right, and then we have Akron Part 2. So this one says the group discovers a member did not make it to safety inside the subway car. Surrounded by walkers, going back out into the tunnel to search is a guaranteed death wish. All eyes are on Negan as the rule of survival shifts. It is no longer no man left behind. The motto now is we keep going. With every little ammo and energy remaining, the group must ready themselves as the walkers have found a way inside the subway train. Meanwhile, Daryl is in his own intense, hellish situation, trying to find Dog and finding more than he expected. And Yumiko challenges the process at the Commonwealth outpost, which threatens her future and that of Eugene, Ezekiel, and Princess. All right, so first of all, let's talk about the Commonwealth first, I guess, on this one. So the Commonwealth outpost. So I guess that's that undisclosed location. So yeah, I'm very excited about this to see, because an outpost. So it looks like they have a lot of communities and stuff like that. So Yumiko challenges that process, and I think the process may be the questioning, because I'm assuming the Commonwealth is going to like question them a lot. We'll see, but I'm very, very excited to see more of the Commonwealth. And then going back to the main group, so this is a very, very interesting synopsis. So no, the motto is no longer a no man left behind. Apparently, it's we keep going, and somebody didn't make it to the subway car. I mean, we could come up with theories on who that could be all day, but the point is they are going after them. And I think maybe the group is split. Maybe some of them don't want to go back, some of them want to go back. So that previous synopsis was talking about how there's going to be problems, nerves fray, and suspicions increase. So maybe the group isn't, completely on board with one another, or, like the people in the group. So we'll see. This is an interesting, synopsis and title. And it looks like it's going to have a very good set piece as well. Something we've never really seen before with the subway, and the walkers getting inside of the train. So that's going to be something interesting to see as well. I do wonder if they're going to have a death in the premiere. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big character, but a big group is going down there. Like we saw in the image that they released in the tunnel. It's a pretty big group. So maybe, some people don't make it out. We'll see. But, I think maybe that's also why it's titled Akron, like I was just talking about, the River of Woe. Maybe things aren't going to go very well in this tunnel system. So you guys let me know, what do you think about those 2 episodes in the synopsis, the 2-part premiere? Let me know what you think is going to happen in these episodes, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty big episode, pretty big, 2 episodes, I guess. It is a 2-part premiere, but I think it's also fitting that they're doing this, given that it's their final season, and this potentially could be like a very, very huge premiere. So I'm very excited to see this. And then let's go ahead and talk about the other titles as well for the other 6 episodes. For the first, I guess we're calling it the first third, because usually we would say the first half, but we're getting an extra 8 episodes. So this is for the first third of season 11. All right, so episode 3 is titled Hunted. And this could relate to both the Commonwealth and, the Reapers, because like I said in episode 17, the Reapers are pretty much like hunting the group in the woods. So I think it refers more to them. I mean, the Commonwealth, they're not really, I guess they're hunting for the group because they keep asking questions, but we'll see. Episode 4 is titled Rendition. Episode 5 is titled Out of the Ashes. When I read this title, I kind of think of maybe a character returning that we haven't seen in a while. out of the ashes. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Episode 6 on the inside. This makes me think that this has to do with the Commonwealth, because maybe the group gets to the actual Commonwealth base. We were just reading the synopsis, and those were talking about the Commonwealth outpost. So maybe on the inside means they actually get there now. Maybe they're part of the community. We'll see. Promise is broken. That's not a really, that's not a good sign for the characters if promises are being broken. And again, the synopsis was talking about how Nerves, there's like tension between the group, and I think it said something about Nerves fray. So it looks like the two groups aren't really on the same page. Maybe they don't agree with certain things, and maybe there was some promises made and broken, like it says here. So maybe the group agrees with one thing and then does another thing. So we'll see, but it does seem like the two groups are having some issues. And then episode 8 is titled For Blood. And when I read this, I kind of think of like a battle. So maybe this is like a battle with the Reapers. I'm assuming episode 8 is going to be like a really big episode. Because it does seem like they're splitting it in thirds now because of those extra 8. So it's still going to be a pretty big episode, I think. And when I read this title, I think of a battle. And I'm assuming it's with the Reapers because it's far too early to have a battle with the Commonwealth. But we'll see. I'm sure some pretty big Commonwealth stuff is also going to happen in this episode. But yeah, those were the titles we got. You guys let me know, what do you think about the title names? What do they mean to you? What do you think they mean, like, for the episodes? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that, as well as those the synopsis for the first 2 episodes. So this is a really great reveal. Hopefully we get like a trailer soon. I'm assuming we will, during one of these reveals, and pretty soon also. Because it's less than 2 months away now. So be sure to subscribe, because I'm sure we're getting a trailer soon, and I'll be breaking that down and covering that on the channel, as well as other Walking Dead content as well. So be sure to subscribe if you are a Walking Dead fan. But as far as this video goes, I am gonna wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.